the UNGA meeting members of the United Nations have adopted a pact for the future. Leaders pledged to bolster multilateral cooperation and outlined 56 actions, but the agreement wasn't without objection. Mitch McCann once again has more.
At the Summit for the Future, member states were tasked with reviving the United Nations. To do that, an overwhelming majority voted to adopt the Pact for the Future on Sunday. The aim of it is to address reforming the United Nations to make it more representative of the 21st century. But Russia tried to derail the vote, arguing it represented Western interests. During its opportunity to address the summit on Monday, Russia said the pact wasn't fit for purpose.
В итоговых версиях пакта и приложений к нему сохранились неконсенсусные элементы, которые не способствуют достижению заявленных целей саммита и чреваты негативными последствиями для самих основ работы ООН.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky criticized Russia's efforts to obstruct the adoption of the pact. Zelensky, whose nation is locked in a bitter war with Russia, said it was behavior he has come to expect.
The same small group of 7 accomplices led by Russia has once again acted destructively, always opposing any global initiatives that strengthen the effectiveness of the UN Charter. This group has always behaved this way whenever the UN tried to do something that works for everyone's good.
The United States reiterated the importance of the pact, one it says it helped lead.
In this pact for the future, reform has pride of place. Revisionism should have no place at all. At a time of great testing for the multilateral system, that's an accomplishment we can and we must build on in the years to come.
With the Summit of the Future finishing, the General Assembly debate will begin in the coming hours. It comes at a critical time for the United Nations, with multiple global catastrophes playing out as the annual UN meeting gets into full swing here in New York. US President Joe Biden will speak Tuesday morning local time. Mitch McCann, CNA, at the United Nations in New York.
There you have it. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. That is to say in the Paleo-Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is. Bahashem, meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai, meaning He is our salvation. And that is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man, who only came for the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the rest of the Israelites that scatter abroad who look like the other nations, but through the patrilineal lineage go back to the Hebrew Israelites, okay? The 12 tribes. And the clip that was just played was of a recent summit that took place over the weekend, and they came up with this pact for the future, okay, which is supposed to revitalize or revolutionize the agenda moving forward into the 21st century to be what? More conducive to an overall staple source of what? Being more proficient, okay? They're looking to take this thing digital, all right? And as you see, they have an issue with Russia and Iran not getting on board, okay? And this is all by design. Don't get it twisted. This is all by design. They are trying to give you, the consumer, more specific, the Israelite, the illusion of having a choice, okay? But in the midst of doing it, they got to actually, acquiesce or capitulate to the whole world, okay? Because on one side, you have the UN that's for what? Everybody being, treated fair, everybody having a fair piece of the pie, coming together as one. And on the other end, you have the bad guy, the so-called bad guy, in Russia and Iran and their alliance, who wants to come up against this pact for the future, all right? And they're both selling you the same thing. They're just going about it in a different way. Okay? Russia, China, India, South Africa, Brazil, they're all in it together. They are trying to push this new currency coming out in October. Okay, so UN tried to get one step ahead of them and come out in the last bit of September. All right, Russia is looking to bring forth a new currency, the rival of the dollar, by coming up with their form of the digital currency backed by some type of what? Gold. Okay, now here it is. The UN is trying to come forth with their digital 21st century by what? The way of this is better beneficial for the whole earth. Okay, making it seem like as if Russia don't want to get on board with the program. All right, so you're going to have to choose. Do you want to? And this is to the nations. Do you want to be in a line with Russia in their mission, or do you want to be part of the UN? Okay, and this is all designed to give the illusion that there's some type of split or division amongst the earth when they're all working together to accomplish the same goal, which is what? Turn everything digital, and eventually, if not forth upright, come out with that implantable device. Okay, it's just the way that they're giving you the illusion to believe that there's some type of other some type of other choice you have to make. No, they're just going about it in a different route. Okay, they're putting Russia on this side to capitulate and acquiesce to those in the East that don't favor all the beliefs and ideologies of those in the West, which is primarily made up of the UN nations. And then, hey, you can pick who you want to, align your or pitch your wagon to. Okay, and this is going for the nations. All right. So you got the BRICS on one side, and then you got the pacts for the future on the other side. Okay. But make no mistake about it, they're all working together to bring forth the end game, which is what? That micro CHIP, where everything will be digital, everything will be tracked, and everything will be just about as perfectly tallied and counted as possible, okay? So let's go to this article, which is on the UN.org website, and it says what? Pact for the Future. An intergovernmentally negotiated action-oriented pact. Okay, and this just took place this past weekend. Okay, September the 8th, 29th, 2024. It says, what is the pact for the future? Good question. The Summit of the Future in September 2024 will produce an intergovernmentally negotiated action-oriented pact for the future. How many of you knew that this was going on? Okay? How many of you knew that this was going on? None of you, okay? Because why? They don't want to give you things that are what? Going to actually keep you updated and let you know what's going on about things that really matter. What do they give you instead? P. Diddy being brought up on charges for what? Allegedly, these freak parties. And then you have what? The Young Dolph trial. You see? They give you these things to keep you sidetracked so you don't be focused on things that really matter, man. Okay, which is these prophecies, all right? The mark of the beast is at the front door knocking, and they trying to keep you sidetracked by what? Giving you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans something to keep you preoccupied with don't even matter. Who the hell cares about P. Diddy, having freak-off tapes and Young Dolph alleged, individual who so-called, whacked him or took him out, and Offset and Cardi B being in the news. When you got this that's on the brink, getting ready to come to fruition right here underneath your nose, man. You see? And you worried about, hey, young Dolph, the individual in Young Dolph trial, how many years he getting for taking out your favorite, rapper from the South? Hey, man, get your priorities straight. It says, the Summit of the Future in September 2024 will produce an intern governmentally negotiated action-oriented pact for the future with chapters on sustainable development and financing for development, international peace and security. Remember, these are all things that they're saying Russia and Iran are against. They're setting the stage, giving you the reason. Okay? Why, when war breaks out, this is who they go into war with, because they don't want to get on the same page with everybody else, primarily here in the Western Hemisphere. It says science, technology, and innovation. Guess what? In digital cooperation. So this thing is going global, man. Okay? They just putting it to you in a package where they're going to deliver to you that, hey, this is going to be the best thing going. Okay? 15-minute cities. All right? Russia can't top that. But then on the other hand, for those nations, Russia has what? Their digital form of currency backed by actual tangible, gold and silver or whatever else. Okay? All right? This is allegedly for now, because they supposed to be having their summit this coming October, where it's more than likely they say they're going to reveal their new currency, all right? And it's more than likely going to be digital. So you see how it's going, how it's leading, all right? It says what? Youth and future generations, okay? This is where they looking to head this thing at. They're looking to prep for the youth to what? Be more susceptible to taking this digital currency, okay? They're looking towards the youth because why? They know they don't have any idea of how the times were in the past. Okay, you can't go to a 6-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old or even a 20-year-old and ask them what is a payphone. They're gonna look at you like, what? Who? Huh? What? Man, come on. Okay. It says transforming global governance. Okay, so this is all what's looking forward. This is all what's looking to take place moving forward in this pact for the future that they came to an agreement this past weekend. Okay, it says the summit will also produce a global digital compact and a declaration on future generations that will be annexed to the pact. So the infrastructure is already there, man. The global digital compact, or the infrastructure for this new pact, this new digital wave moving forward, is already been put in place because they already had this summit. Okay, and the pact has already been drawn up. So it's going through. All right. It's just a matter of time. They putting it right here. They putting it right here in front of your face. But because you so caught up with Diddy and Dolph and Cardi, you don't see it, man. Okay. And you can't blame them for not putting it out on the mainstream media, because why would they? Okay, but the information is out here. We seeing it. We reading it right here on their website. All right. It says the summit will also produce a global digital compact and a declaration on future generations that will be annexed to the pact. The draft pact under negotiation has the potential to promote a multilateral system that reflects the realities of today and that delivers for everyone everywhere. So this is the selling point, okay? That this pact that's been drawn up is going to be beneficial for everybody. But Russia, the big bad bear, Mother Russia, and Iran, and the rest don't want to get on board with this. They want to continue to go through with their currency in BRICS, their digital backed currency. Okay? So you see in the division that they, giving those countries that's, up for toss ideas who they should, primarily use to make trades with, the idea that, hey, you can't trust a group of people that don't have the best interests for the whole earth. But you can in the UN with this pact for the future, because we have everybody's best interests at heart. Okay? It says the draft pact under negotiation has the potential to promote a multilateral system that reflects the realities of today and that delivers for everyone, everywhere. To support member states, the Secretary General provided proposals in 11 policy briefs, deepening ideas initially laid out in the Our Common Agenda report. Many of the policy brief proposals are under consideration in the negotiations, which are co-facilitated by Namibia and Germany, Zambia, and Sweden. Digital. We know what Sweden has been known for. Okay? Just look it up. Everybody in Sweden has that chip in their hand, man. You can't see it. You think it's a conspiracy, but in actuality, it's facts. And they putting it right here in your face. Just look at the video I did a while back, okay? Somewhere along the line of Sweden and Stockholm Syndrome, okay? Showing you the similarities between Stockholm, which is a place in Sweden, and those that are taking the mark just because they are relating to their captors, okay? Sweden is the capital of the earth right now, where everybody is getting chipped, man. Just do the research. And it's not by surprise that they put on here Sweden digital. And Jamaica and the Netherlands future generations, okay? So they have specific areas of their UN that they deliberately, target towards that, population, okay? They wanted Sweden to actually promote and push that chip agenda, okay? In Jamaica and the Netherlands for future generations, okay? So the pact for the future is here, man, okay? And a lot of us didn't know about it, okay? And that's the point. They don't want to tell you about it until it's time for it to actually be put into place. And then you're going to be looking like, wait a minute. I thought I was supposed to be seeing what kind of sentence they going to give Diddy. All right? Or what's going to happen between Offset and Cardi B, especially after they just got, their first child or whatever. All right? But yet these are being put into place, okay? Right underneath your nose. All right? And let's go there and get that and get a couple of precepts, and then we probably close out from there. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64 and verse 2. It reads what? Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. You see? They do these secret counsels right up under your nose and keep you occupied with other things that don't really matter. Okay? These summits, you're not privy to go inside these summits and see what they're talking about. Okay? You got to wait till it hits the press or somebody reports it and it goes, mainstream. But up until that, you don't know what's going on. That's why we need that's why we need to be hid from these secret councils, man, because they don't have our best interests at heart. Okay? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. You see what they want to do. Okay? They want to bring this digital currency spearheaded by the mark of the beast to light, man. They want to bring this thing to pass, okay? This is their enterprise, okay? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, all right? They all in cahoots, man. Don't let them deceive you or fool you by trying to make Russia and this alliance the big bad wolf, when they all together pushing the same agenda. They just going about it a different way. You see, it's going to try the whole earth, man. All right. Whether you want to side with BRICS or whether you want to side with the UN and the pacts for the future, it's all going to be under the same banner of what? That micro, CHI, you know what, and the digital currency that's going to be on it. And not just the currency, but it's going to have your medical records. It's going to have everything on it. Okay? Everything is going to be on that implantable device that they're going to put underneath your skin. Spoken of in Revelation 13, verses 16 down to 18. Okay? For all you naysayers that saying the Bible ain't real and you know, a white man wrote it, we gonna see when they come out with this chip just how much you want to stand on that notion, that theory, okay? Because if you truly believe that, take that chip, man, all right? And get on about your business, all right? It says, verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, right? They done drafted this pact for the futures, man. All right? And those words that they got in that draft ain't looking good for you, Jake. Okay? It ain't looking good for you. All right? Those days of spending cold, hard cash and not being tracked and getting paid under the table and selling roses on the side of the road and asking for handouts, you know, homeless, can you spare $1 or $2? Those days coming to an end. Those days are coming to an end, you see? You're going to have that implantable device, all right? And when you want to get a dollar or whatever the currency is that this place adopts, whether it's from the UN or whether it's from BRICS, hey, it's going to be trackable by the way of that mark, okay? So whatever way you go, you're going to get tracked on that implantable device, all right? It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Excuse me. Verse 5, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. Okay, they say, who shall see them? And that's just exactly what they did. All right. Leading up into that, they could have made that announcement like they did throughout all the other social media platforms. There's a meeting between you and if this was so good for the people, why didn't you make it publicly like you did everything else? Like you did the Diddy? Why didn't you let stuff leak like that? You see, because they know they would be faced with pushback, okay? But now that everything's being drawn up and being agreed upon, they can show you these type of things, okay? Because it's already been in the making now, all right? It says they encourage themselves, verse 5, in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them, right? And if you ain't in this truth, you ain't going to know what's going on. You ain't going to see those snares. You're going to walk right up into it and get caught. All right, not knowing that those snares being laid there for forever, man. Verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. This is what they do, man, in these think tanks. They put together how they want to see the future of the world in 10, 15, 20 years, okay? That's why they targeted the youth generation, okay? Those are their next target. Those are their next target, the youth that don't know anything about the old days. All right, This is who they looking to pander to. All right, the youth. All right, that's misguided and misled because what? There's nobody telling them what's going on. They on their phones 24/7. So what more than just put it inside their skin? Okay, and do cool things like read a book by just blinking your eye, or shake another person's hand and make a transaction. Oh, that's cool, dude. You see? And they got the celebrities, the athletes, the entertainers that's gonna push this. And the influencers as well. You see? You got your YouTube influencers, you got your TikTok influencers. Everybody's gonna push this, man. Just like they did back in 2020. All right? It says, verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Right. This is what they do, man. It says, but the Most High shall shoot at them with a arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. Right. And they getting wounded by this truth, man. This truth is exposing them. That's why they speeding stuff up. Okay. That's why they speeding the process up, man. This truth is wounding them. It's putting a spoil to their plans, man. Okay, they thought they had 10 to 15 years, but this truth is moving at such a high rate, they got to push this thing now, man. They don't got the 2030 and 2050. They got to make they move now, man. You see? They got to come out with it, okay? This truth, by the way of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, through his servants, the prophets, is exposing them, all right? And now they got to make their move, man. Our salvation is nearer than we expected, okay? We getting ready to get up out of here, man, okay? Very soon, if it be the Lord's will, all right? This is Psalms 83, because, hey, that little stunt that they tried to prove and make it seem like they got division amongst, you know, the BRICS and the UN, hey, that's cool for the layman that don't know no better, you know, for those countries that's gonna actually buy into it, you know, and say, hey, and the people too, man, because they probably gonna give the people a choice whether you want to trade in the BRICS or whether you want to trade in the UN, okay? So that was cool to make it seem like, hey, there's a division amongst Russia and the United States because the United States is on the side of UN, okay? But Russia isn't, all right? So it's pretty much like an Eastern thing versus a Western thing when it comes to the culture, okay? Because we know Russia don't like the U.S. because of its ideologies, particular its religion, okay? You know, Russia is predominantly unorthodox Catholic, or however the religion is, if I'm not saying it right, and they don't too much agree with the Western way of doing things, okay? They believe in Russia a man should marry a woman and a woman should marry a man and not two women, okay? So they trying to make Russia look like a outdated, grumpy old man, okay, that don't want to get on board with the new wave, the new trend. You see, all these wars are just rumors of wars, man. The war between Russia and Ukraine, that's all a rumor, man, because, hey, trust and believe, man, that real war, when it goes off, you gonna see, man. And Yahweh is orchestrating it all, okay? He's going to bring them all to the Valley of Jehoshaphat. That same land that they claiming to fight for over there in Israel and the Palestinians and the Israelis, that's going to be where that World War III go down at, man, okay? That's where he's going to gather them together in the Battle of Armageddon, man, all right? So it says Psalms 83, verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O power. Verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Do not get it twisted. This whole world hates you, Israel. They don't have no type of good intentions for you. All right? They don't care whether or not you know this or don't. All right? In their eyes, they're jockeying for the next right to be the next powerhouse. Okay? So you got some that's joining hands with Russia and China and Iran. And then you got others that's thinking about joining hands with who? America, Canada, Germany, or not Germany, but what was it? Sweden. So hey, you ain't part of that, okay? We don't have a place that we could call our own, man. We were scattered throughout these other countries, all right? So you thinking that you're going to be part of this, you sadly mistaken, okay? You're going to take that mark and you're going to be marked, all right? You're going to take that mark, which is a physical mark, not a spiritual mark, but a physical mark, and then you're going to be marked, okay, for that judgment, all right? So it says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Okay? It's spearheaded by Esau Edom. All right? He's the wickedest of them all. In particular, Amalek. Okay? Those 48ers. All right? And by 48ers, I mean those that were put in our land by the Balfour Declaration in 1948. Okay? It says, verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right? And nobody knew who we were. Okay? We had no clue that we were the Israelites. All right? We were just, niggers, spics, Indians. These are the names that we had, okay? That's why we say so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, because that's not our name and that's not our heritage, okay? We come from a man named Jacob who wrestled with an angel and later changed his name to Israel. Yasharallah, Prince of the Power, okay? We come from that man having 12 sons, and we come from one of those sons that he had, okay? Whether it's Benjamin, Levi, Judah, Ephraim, Simeon, Issachar, Gad, Reuben. We come from one of those tribes, man. We have a heritage. We have our culture, all right? And we're getting it back. Although these other nations for the longest knew that, they didn't was given the task to tell us who we were. Okay? They were supposed to keep us in darkness, all right? Just like today. In this illusion that, hey, we doing this for the betterment of the earth over here on UN, whereas Russia don't want to be part of that. They all working together, okay, against you, Jake. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's what they did. When we was excommunicado or excommunicated out of the land of Israel, they had to put somebody in there. So when we wake up, we wouldn't see that land and think, why is there nobody in there? They had to put those imposters in there, okay? And they were all in cahoots together after World War, what was it, I? They came together under the Balfour Declaration and decided to put those imposters in the land right now. But that's all by design, because the Most High is going to destroy that land over there, okay? Before we go home, he's going to destroy that land. He's going to destroy the land that's in possession of the heathens. That's our land, but we can't get it until he destroys that land to, make renovations for us when we come back. Okay? But unlike America, which won't be built back up, Israel is going to be built back up. Okay? It says what? Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. You see? So even though they give you the illusion that Iran and Russia aren't together with the pact for the future, they all in together for this digital currency, mark of the beast, micro CHIP. Okay, they all in together for that. All right, they all on the same coordinates, or they all have the same consent for that purpose. Okay, because make no mistake about it, all these countries want to track and to have a perfect ledger of every transaction that goes on. Okay, it says what? For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom. That's the so-called white men. And the Ishmaelites, those are the Arabs, okay, of Moab, the so-called Chinese. And the Hagarenes, the Africans, okay. They all are in accordance. They all are in, cahoots together against us, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is verse 7. Gibel and Ammon and Amalek, the 48ers, okay? They the number one, all right? They the number one that the Most High is going to really, have a strong talking with, man. All right? The Philistines, more Africans, and with the inhabitants of Tyre. So you see, hey, all these countries, although they make it seem like they are bickering back and forth against each other, it's all in agreement so that what? They can keep us, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans dumbed down to believe that, hey, one way or another, they have our best interests at heart, man, which they don't, okay? Because they don't want us to come back into remembering who we are. Because when we do, that means what? They got to go into slavery. They got to go into subjectivity, okay? They got to be tributators. They got to pay, man. That's just what it is, okay? And it's time. Their time is almost up. Just did a lesson. Time is running out, okay? Their time is almost up, okay? Yahushua is getting ready to come back, all right? And in doing so, he's going to take the crowns from all these kings, man. All right, so time is up, man. But these prophecies are jumping off the page, man. They get ready to come to pass, man. And if you ain't ready, so be it. You're gonna get left behind. All right. So let's go ahead and finish up and close out in 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8, and it reads 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant. See, they don't want you sober. They want you distracted. That's why they give you these Diddy, and because you think it's by sheer coincidence now out of all the time that they could have brought Dolph trial to light, that they now bringing it forth to light this time of year and this year. How long ago he passed away, and now they just not getting around to it. When they got cases that happened a year, they get that same trial going on that same year. All right, showing you that they have everything planned just according, man. All right, they do these things in secret counsel. All right, they know that Jake is highly invested in these athletes, these rappers, these entertainers, man. All right, so this is the price these entertainers, these athletes pay, man. Some of them have to give their life up. All right, whether willingly or unwillingly. All right. That's just part of the price they pay for their fame and their notoriety and the money that Esau Edom gives them. All right. So it says, be sober, be vigilant, continue to watch. Okay. And bring it out for the other fold, the other sheep of the fold to, eat. So they know what's going on. So they don't get caught off guard. Those that'll take heed. All right. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, the so-called white man in this case, and overall, it's the so-called white man. But sometimes you got Jake playing the role of the devil, okay? And other nations too. But the devil primarily, which is the word deceiver, hey, that goes to none other than Esau Edom, man, because he deceived the whole world, man, into having them to believe that Jesus is a so-called white man, all right? It says, as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour, right? And hey, he ain't gonna tell you that he got this plan he's thinking about bringing forth a digital idea to, bring forth to the world, and he wants to, intentionally target the youth in their generation. No, man. He giving them the phones. He giving them these virtual reality headsets, to keep them sidetracked. And you as a parent, you don't know what the hell's going on. Okay? You too busy working a 40-hour week, man. All right? And especially these single parent homes, man. Esau is their counselor, okay? You don't know what they watching on the smartphones, the tablets that you giving them, all right? This man is programmed them. That's why, hey, that movie that came out a while back, I forgot the name of that movie too. I just did a lesson on that, all right? But it was a movie that came out about an AI that was pretty much playing the role of babysitter and everything else. It was a house that turned to AI. I think the movie started with the letter O, OE, or something like that. But yeah, that movie came out and showed you that the AI, and particularly these smartphones, is playing the role of the babysitter and everything else. Because not only does it, relate to the youth, but, middle age and older people can use it as well to benefit from it. And they showed all that in that movie, all right? It was a pretty good movie, actually. All right, it came out a couple of months ago, okay? So it says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Hey, and if you ain't up on game, that ain't his fault, okay? This truth is out here. There's no excuse, all right? You walk past the truth every day, or at least once in a while, whether it's out on the streets or whether it's on the internet, and you never thought to take the time to click on a video or stop by and hear the word because you're so busy. All right? You ain't busy with shit, man, because there's nothing that's going to actually be worth you passing up this truth that's going to help you in that time when those evil days come, man. All right? And the devil knows that. All right? That's why he gives you these type of distractions to keep you busy from pushing that button to click on one of the videos to see exactly what they saying, or to stop by and actually listen to the word. Okay? He gives you these distractions to keep you busy, to keep you inebriated in his society, his kingdom, so you're not sober, so you're not vigilant. But we here to remind you to stay sober and to stay vigilant. All right? Because why? The adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour, all right? And those that aren't actually staying active and watching and being sober, those are going to be the ones that's easily devoured, man, all right? So that's going to be about it. We're going to wrap it up, pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.